वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज का वीडियो कैपिटल गेन्स सीरीज का तीसरा वीडियो है। इस वीडियो में हम कैपिटल एसेट्स होल्डिंग सिचुएशन एंड कैलकुलेशन ऑफ होल्डिंग पीरियड ऑफ कैपिटल एसेट्स इन डिफरेंट होल्डिंग सिचुएशन के बारे में सीखेंगे। सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 42A एक्सप्लेनेशन 1 Clause 1 deals with the capital assets in different situation and the manner or method for calculating holding period of capital asset in such different situation. The period of holding of capital assets is very important to know whether the capital asset is short-term capital asset or long-term capital assets. So let us start the video immediately. चलिए हम फटाफट वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। द होल्डिंग पीरियड ऑफ कैपिटल एसेट्स शैल बी डिटरमिन्ड एज फॉलो। कैपिटल एसेट होल्डिंग सिचुएशन और सिचुएशंस, होल्डिंग पीरियड कैलकुलेशन। ये शेयर हेल्ड इन ए कंपनी इन लिक्विडेशन, द पीरियड सब्सिक्वेंट टू द डेट ऑन व्हिच कंपनीज गोज इनटू लिक्विडेशन शैल बी excluded. Capital asset becomes property of the SSC in circumstances mentioned in section 49A or read with section 47, that is when asset is acquired under gift, will, succession, inheritance, or the asset is acquired at time of partition of the family or under a revocable or irrevocable trust or under amalgamation, etc. The period for which assets was held by previous owner shall be included. Capital assets as referred to in section 28 clause 6A, that is conversion of a stock in trade into capital assets. Holding period shall be calculated from the date of its conversion or treatment. C. Allotment of share in Indian Amalgamated Company in lieu of share held in Amalgamating Company. Section 47 clause 7. The holding period shall be calculated from the date of acquisition of share in amalgamating company, or right share or security or financial asset. The period of holding shall be calculated from the date of allotment of right share, or right share entitlement renouncement. The period of holding shall be calculated from the date of offer to subscribe right share to date when offer is renounced by the person, bonus share. Holding period shall be calculated from the date of allotment of the bonus share. Issue of shares by resulting company to shareholders of the demerged company in a scheme of demerger. The holding period shall be from the date of acquisition of share in demerged company. Capital assets being trading clearing right of member of recognized stock exchange of India pursuant to demutualization or corporatization of a stock exchange in India, section 47 clause 13. The period of holding shall include the period for which he was member of a stock exchange immediately prior to such demutualization or corporatization of recognized stock exchange in India. Capital assets being equity share allotted pursuant to demutualization or corporatization of recognized stock exchange in India. The period of holding shall include the period for which the person was a member of recognized stock exchange immediately prior to such demutualization or corporatization. HB. Sweet equity share allotted or transferred by employer free of cost or at concessional rate to his employees. The period shall start from the date of transfer of allotment of such equity share applicable from assessment year 2008-2009. HC. Unit of business trust allotted pursuant to transfer of share as referred to in section 47 clause 17. The period shall include the period for which shares were held by the SSE. HD. Unit allotted pursuant to consolidation of two or more mutual fund as referred to in section 47 clause 18. The period of holding of such unit shall include the period for which such unit was held in consolidating scheme of mutual fund. HE. Share of a company acquired by non-resident SSE on redemption of global depository receipts, that is GDR, referred to in section 115 AC subsection 1 clause B. The period of holding of such shares shall be calculated from the date on which request for such redemption was made. Equity share becoming property on transfer or conversion of preference shares, section 47 clause XB. The period of holding of equity shares shall include the period for which preference shares were held by an SSE. HG. Unit allotted to SSE in consideration of transfer in consolidating plan of mutual fund scheme, section 47 clause 19. The period of holding shall include the period for which the unit in consolidated plan of the mutual fund scheme were held by the SSE. HH. Unit allotted pursuant to segregation of section 2AG. The period of holding shall include the period for which units in the main portfolio were held by the SSE. HI. Conversion of gold into electronic gold receipt, section 47 clause 7D. The period of holding shall include the period for which gold was held by the SSE prior to its conversion into electronic gold receipt. B. HIB. Conversion of electronic gold receipts into gold, section 47 clause 7D with effect from 1/4/2024. The period of holding shall include the period for which such electronic gold receipt was held by the SSE prior to its conversion into gold. Flat in cooperative society. The period of holding shall be from the date of allotment of share in a cooperative society. Transactions in share and security not mentioned here in above. 1. Date of purchase of share and security through a stock exchange. Date of purchase by broker on behalf of the investor to be taken into consideration for calculation of the holding period of the share. Second, date of transfer of share or security through a stock exchange. Date of broker's note followed by delivery of share and transfer date. Date of purchase or transfer of shares or securities where transactions take place directly between the parties and not through a stock exchange. Date of contract of sales declared by parties followed by actual delivery of share and transfer deed. Fourth, date of purchase or sale of share and securities purchased in several lots at different point of time but delivery taken subsequently and sold in part. The FIFO method shall be taken into account to calculate period of holding of the security in cases where the date of purchases and sales cannot be correlated through a specific number of scrip. Fifth, transfer of security by depository, that is demat account. The holding period shall be calculated on the basis of first in first out method, that is FIFO method. चलिए हम कुछ डेफिनेशन के बारे में जान लेते हैं. सेक्शन 2 सबसेक्शन 42 एक्सप्लेनेशन 1 सब क्लास 2. In respect of capital assets other than those mentioned in clause 1, the period for which any capital asset is held by the SSE shall be determined subject to the rule 8AA which the board may make in this behalf. Security. Security shall have the meaning assigned to it in section 2H of the Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956. Specified security and sweet equity. Specified security and sweet equity shall have the meaning respectively assigned to them in the explanation to section 115 WB subsection 1 clause D. Equity oriented fund shall have the meaning assigned to it in explanation to section 112A. अब ये वीडियो मैं यही समाप्त करता हूं। अगर ये वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी हो तो इसको लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए और अपने कमेंट भी हमको देते रहिए, जिससे कि अगला वीडियो मैं बहुत अच्छी तरह से बना सकूं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।